Discussing the top tracks from the artists we love. Top 5s with KXVU.
Right then, people, we're back inside the building. Welcome back to Breakfast with KXVU live on Trickstar Radio. Of course, make sure you are going and downloading that Trickstar Radio app, people. There's loads of good stuff on there. So right about now, we're going to jump into today's episode of Top 5s. This is a series I'm absolutely loving doing because it's giving me an excuse to go back and check out the discographies and the catalogues of artists that I have really, really adored over the years, and artists that have really inspired me to do what I do to an extent as well. So that's why we're going to be getting into this one today. We are going to be talking through the top 5 Skepta tunes of all time. Let's be real, people. Within the UK sort of rap scene in general, I'm including grime, I'm including hip-hop, I'm including everything in that. There aren't many people that have done more for the UK than Skepta. Now, obviously, over the years, we've heard him really dip and weave into a lot of different areas of sound. Really unusual stuff a lot of the time, some quite bougie stuff at times, some dance floor stuff at times, and of course, grime for the majority, which is something we've all really, really enjoyed as grime fans, seeing him kind of move around and then return to grime, almost grab the attention from elsewhere and drag it back to grime with him, which is really, really powerful stuff. What we're going to be doing then is running down his top 5 original recordings from over the years, and it's an interesting list. I have no doubt in my mind that this is going to cause a little bit of controversy, so that's we're ready for it, people. We're ready for it. So, number 5 on today's listing. This one, it goes by the name of Sweet Mother. Now, the first time I actually heard this tune was on the Skepta Greatest Hits album, and obviously this is a remake of not a remake, it samples Prince Nico and Barga's track from the 70s, which I believe I believe he's done an amazing job with it. You know, this is a tune where you break it down and listen to it, and it's got so much vibrancy and energy, and I feel he approaches it in exactly the right way, paying homage to his mum, which is what more could you ask for, you know? So we're going to get into this one now. This one is number 5 on today's listing, kicking us off with a storm. Oh yes, we're live on Trickstar Radio. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button if you're watching back via the YouTube.
Mom, you know you're my number one. Mom, you know you're my number one. And I know actions speak louder than words too.
There we go. That is track 5 on today's listing. Sounds of Skepta with Sweet Mother. Again, first time I heard that tune was on the Greatest Hits album, which for me still is one of the strongest grime albums out there. Maybe a little before its time, I would say, possibly. So, moving forward, this next track is It's an incredible tune, and for me, this was one of the tunes that really did put Skepta on the map globally. Not necessarily American-wise, but I'm talking around the entire world. This one is, of course, Energy, and it does feature Wizkid. Now, a lot of people know this tune for the hook more than Skepta's verse, but at the end of the day, it is Skepta's tune, and his verses on here are very, very good. They're very solid. They're exactly what you need on a tune like this. They're not overbearing. They're not too stripped back. They are bang in the perfect zone for a tune like this. So number 4 on today's listing of Skepta's top 5 original recordings goes to Energy, featuring Wizkid. We're live on Trickstar Radio, people. Keep it locked and don't go anywhere. We've got plenty more on the way. Oh, yes.
To get paid, take money, cash checks. You see the set, that's Lash, that's Dex.
There we go. Number 4 on the listing coming from Skepta, of course. That one is Energy, featuring Wizkid. If that hook doesn't get you singing along, I don't know what will. If you were to look at the footage for this video, I was literally singing along the entire way through that tune. Okay, cool. Right, we're going to get into number 3 then on today's listing, and we're moving into a lot more of a modern kind of sense with this one. And not necessarily modern as much, but definitely modernized grime. This was a tune that really caught the attention of the country and definitely re-announced Skepta to what at the time was a slightly, I don't want to say disassembled, but a slightly disillusioned grime scene. This was a tune that really kind of electrified the UK and kind of made people realize, oh, it's still there. Grime is still very, very strong, and the sound itself will probably never die. Let's be real here. So this one, number 3 on today's listing, it is That's Not Me. So we're going to get into this one now and then move into track 2. This one is an absolute scorcher and definitely a tune we're going to be hearing for years and years to come, including the remix edition. Oh, yes.
No, that's not me. Act like a waste man, that's not me.
There we go. Track number 3 on today's listing, and I've got a funny feeling that might rank a little bit higher for a fair few people. And it is an absolute scorcher, of course. The music video for that one winning numerous awards, just in general, a tune that really did set pace in grime for a couple of years. And remember, that was a tune that came out past the original grime boom. That was almost like a reigniting of the flame. So, moving into track 2 on today's listing. Now, for me, This is an ultimate Skepta tune. This is a tune that defines an era, the earlier era of grime. And without this tune here, I don't think we would have ever seen Skepta doing what he's doing now. For me, this was a bit of a conquest of a tune. This is what gave Skepta that kind of energy and that notoriety. And more than anything else, it was a tune that just showed how good he was more than anything else. So we're going to get into this one now. Track 2 on today's listing. So we're into number 2 overall. The second best Skepta tune of all time, in my honest opinion. This one, of course, is Autopsy. Keep it locked, people. We are live on the Big Bad Trickstar Radio. Oh, yes.
Talk for the tool. Go on and think I'm a fool. Go on and.
There we go, people. That one is track number 2 on today's listing. So we are moving forward into the first track, the number 1 placement on Skepta's listing. Now, for me, this was quite an obvious decision. I don't know if that'll be the same for everyone, as this is, I don't want to say necessarily a pop tune as much, but this is definitely a tune which changed the game in the UK. This is a tune that opened up the door for grime in a lot of different ways. And more than anything else, this was a tune that really did kind of confirm Skepta's position as a UK legend, because, of course, this is Shut Down. We've all seen the footage of this getting played at multiple shows all around the country and crowds going absolutely insane. We've seen it go worldwide. We've seen every international reactor and reviewer go into it and go, this is absolutely crazy. So that's why it does top today's list. This is a tune that really sets the mark for how good Skepta can be whilst performing a grime tune, and for me that's absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to get into track number 1 on today's listing, people. Thank you for listening. This one is Shut Down. We are live on Trickstar Radio, people.
When it's shut down, that's not me and it's shut down. Ring, G's all shut down. Hey. Fashion week and it's shut down.
Discussing the top tracks from the artists we love. Top 5s with KXVU.